Oh, great goal. Quagliarella, let's go. Nicely done. Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be checking out the new team that I have been using. You guys probably saw it a little bit in the last video, the new team that we were trying out and trying it out in gameplay and stuff. But I actually wanted to show you the specifics of the squad. Because I was changing it up a little bit between the first one and the second one, because the first one had the regular Dries Mertens, and the regular Dries Mertens is just not good enough nowadays, right? And then I was also using the Europa League Ben Yedder, and that's also very, very bad nowadays. If those are the team of the season cards, they would have been pretty decent, but you know, nowadays you definitely need a better team. So today, actually, I wanted to show you guys the team that I have been using. The cost of players has been getting lower and lower, right? The reason why I made this team is because, honest to God, I was at a huge disadvantage with my other team. Even nowadays, this is a little bit of a disadvantage, but it's a little bit better, you know what I mean? Because I was using, like, Richarlison as a striker before, and, like, honestly, he offered me nothing up top. So I had to change it up to get some good players in there so that the general movement is good and the finishing is better. So what we're going to start off with is the goalkeeper. So the goalkeeper that we do have now is Ederson. He's been okay for me. At first, I started off with Lafont. The reason why Lafont is terrible is because his reaction stat is really low. So it's like a 46, 47. In the last video, you guys saw that I did the manual goalkeeping. And in regards to reaction times and quickness of the goalie reacting to my controls, he didn't do it at all, right? Because his reaction times is very low. So because I got Team of the Season Ederson, the meta this year is obviously to use manual goalkeeping against the first-time shots and just to use it in general because... you know, it's just the way of the road with FIFA 19. I don't really use it in general. I only use it for first-time shots. Like when I know that someone's going to do like a turnaround shot, or they're going to do that transitioning runs like this, and then they're going to take the first-time shot. That's usually when I like to use it, so that they don't score those opportunities. At right center back, we have Koulibaly. Now, some people will be interested to know that he's on engine as a chemistry style. The reason why he's on engine is because I needed to increase his pace and his dribbling. So the reason why I need to increase his dribbling is because of this. If you look at Koulibaly's stats in regards to his defending, you could see that he already has great interceptions, marking, standing tackle, and sliding tackles, right? Heading accuracy 89 is good enough for you to be able to clear the ball out, pass it to certain opposition or to certain people in your team, blah, blah, blah. And then if you also look at his physical, he already has 99 strength, 97 aggression, and 90 jumping. 79 stamina is not a big deal. Honestly, he's a center back. He's not really going to move that much. The bad part with this card is obviously the agility and the balance. So with the agility and balance not being great, you have to increase the pace as much as possible, but you also want to give it to certain areas of the pitch that is good. So Koulibaly with 8 chemistry, right? And I'm just going to show you with the chemistry links already in my team with João Cancelo and Fabian in the team, just so we can show what it looks like. When you give Koulibaly this chemistry, he gets oh, he also needs the one more link over here, which is Laporte. So if you give Koulibaly a chemistry, you can see what his stat increases are, right? So he gets 82s. It's 82s. Yeah, so 82s. So he has +2 in the acceleration, +2 in the sprint speed, +2 in the agility, +4 in the balance, and then he has a general better passing stats, blah, 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 right? The reason why you want to increase the agility and balance as much as possible with this card is because that's where your transitioning comes from, you know, moving left and right with the card. And even though it's small upgrades, it is significant because he is such a sluggish player, but his pace definitely makes up for his 79 acceleration, with 87 sprint speed, with 68 agility and 57 balance. It causes like a better balance with the card, especially since his defense and physical is already really good. Composure is awesome. His passing is really good. I give him an engine to try to increase that dribbling as much as possible, so that I can transition left and right as much as possible with him. Right, Cancelo we have at right back. I think there's a team of the season Cancelo, but I don't have that much money, right? This is just a team that I can afford for right now. He has the anchor card on him because that's the generic card you should be giving your players, especially since I think I need to make a full team here to show the full chemistry. Yeah, I do. I was gonna do the whole thing where I was gonna just do selection by selection, but just to show you guys what it looks like, because I was looking at KOULIBALY, I'm like, that's not the specific stat increases that he gets. There we go. So KOULIBALY right there gets +4 and +4 in the acceleration and the sprint speed, and then he gets a +4 in the agility, which brings him up to a 70, right? Which is actually really good. And then it brings his balance up to a 60. So 70 agility with 60 balance, and then 81 acceleration, 89 sprint speed. The card's going to be really balanced. So that's what I would suggest to people. I wouldn't suggest giving him an anchor or anything like that because his physical defense and pace is already pretty decent. Giving him that dribbling boost as well as the pace boost is definitely what's going to help out with the card. João Cancelo is the one that's at right back with an anchor card, obviously, because you want to give him as much jumping as possible, because jumping at fullback areas is very important because of the overpowered flick-up crosses and stuff. You know, there's no real way to avoid it. You can just kind of hope that, you know, your player clears it. He's not really a stocky player, so that could be a little bit of a disadvantage if you face, if you come up against some God squads. He's not really going to do much against that general area. But he's an awesome right back. I'm pretty sure his team of the season is God tier to use. And he's just been really good for me. Anchor seems like the best choice for him. It doesn't really matter to give him Shadow because his pace is already very good with the +5/+5. So really been enjoying him there. Fabian, here's a big one right here. So Fabian and Laurent Blanc as my CDMs has been a huge improvement. Fabian has been a very big improvement to the team, because if you look at his stats, right, he obviously doesn't have the jumping, but he does have the height now, right? So he's 6'2". That's the thing with the full meta teams with like Hullet and Vieira's, right? Is that you need that for your midfield. The difference that it makes is absolutely massive, right? He's 4-star with medium work rates. Medium work rates next to a medium high work rated CDM is very nice for me. So I've been enjoying using him as the left center defensive mid in game with the 4-2-3-1. 4-star weak foot is a huge thing with that card, to be able to put him on the left side so he can pass with his left foot. So he's been really good. I give him Shadow, obviously, because you want to increase his pace as much as possible, as well as his defending stats, because that's what I want him to be really good at in the midfield, right? Because he's tall, his physical isn't crazy to improve, but giving him the Shadow increase definitely helps out a lot for him tracking back, because he doesn't have medium-high work rates. He has medium, right? QUAGLIARELLA is an awesome card. Really enjoy using him. Obviously missing the height. He is 5'11", but in game he seems a little bit shorter. But he's been pretty good for me, you know. Some players are like that in FIFA, right, where they have good height, but in game they feel shorter, right? Like Neymar also has like, I think Neymar is 5'9", but he doesn't feel like a 5'9". He feels a little bit tall. I think. I could be completely wrong. Don't really remember the heights, but QUAGLIARELLA just feels short in game, right? Sometimes players do feel that way. But in general, he's been an awesome card to use on 7 chemistry. On 7 chemistry, he gets a +5 and +5 boost for the acceleration and sprint speed, which I think is the most relevant thing to increase, as well as his finishing, because his dribbling is already really good, right? His 87 agility would be nice to increase, obviously. But I think in general the card is really nice. I think it's a super fun card to use. I used him in a draft one time, and I really enjoyed it, so that's why I bought it for my team. This is a way better card to use than Richarlison card, and that's obvious, obviously. But yeah, he's been significantly better for me in the striker position. Laurent Blanc is just a given. In regards to the price that you pay for this card, he gets links with everybody. He's an all-round good player. If he had a 4-star weak foot, he would just be absolutely magnificent. But Laurent Blanc is Laurent Blanc. This guy just performs really well for me in the game. I gave him a Shadow so that I can have the pace to move left and right. Now, obviously, I don't give him the physical, so I'm missing the, you know, the jumping aspect, the strength aspect, and whatever. But he is a good stock in game, and he's a legend, so, you know, legends, they kind of beef them up a little bit. So he's been pretty awesome for me. This I completely changed up top, because at first I had, like, Europa League Ben Yedder, and then blah, and those cards were just driving me insane. These cards are not full meta too, you know. PC has some of his problems, Bruno Fernandes has some of his problems in regards to just the weak foot, because everything else is pretty awesome with him. But I had to improve that general area, because they've been pretty good. So Bruno Fernandes, I gave him a Hawk, because you could see that it gives him significant stat increases in regards to his physical. Gives him the jumping, the strength, the aggression. It gives him a +5 in the finishing. His shot power and long shots is already at 99, and that's pretty great to have for the first time shots, especially because, you know, it's the most consistent way to score in this game. I did score one of them in in one of the highlight reels for the last video. He has +5 acceleration, +5 sprint speed, and then his dribbling is 86 and 88. Still noticeable, right? It's always when it's like above the 90s that you're like, okay, now he's dribbling like up to par for this year's game. But yeah, it's still good enough. I think that this card is really fun to use. The 3-star weak foot is the biggest problem with the card, I would say, but other than that, he's super fun to use. PZ, I definitely had to give him a Hunter, obviously, because he has a sprint speed at 93 now and 99 acceleration. So it would have been nice to increase his agility and balance. Now, this is just for nowadays. The agility and balance is nice, but it's just for nowadays, it would have been nice to increase, right? Super fun card to use. I've been really enjoying him. It definitely lacks in the 4-star skill moves. Noticeable from time to time when I do want to use a nice little scoop turn or something in a general area. He can't really do it, but not really a big deal. He has a 4-star weak foot, which is a bare minimum for an attacker to be decent at least. But obviously the 4-star is the meta nowadays. So I gave him a Hunter, obviously, increase the pace as much as possible, increase the shooting as much as possible because his dribbling and passing is already really good. He's got composure. He's got good stamina. He's got good interceptions for being a defensive or being a right winger. So he's been pretty nice for me as well. And then we have Rafa in the team with obviously a sniper card because, as you know, his shot power is already at 99. His long shots is at 85. I've actually been considering changing this, actually, because I've noticed with the first-time shots, Rafa is not great at them because I think first-time shots definitely equates to the long shots as well. So even if you do a first-time shot outside the 18, he's not really that great at doing them. So what I've actually been considered doing is giving him, I believe it's marksman that gives him the shooting, the dribbling, and the physical. So it wouldn't necessarily touch the composure, but I think 84 composure, for me personally, I think would be good enough for him. I might not even have to give him those stats, because I was looking at his card, and the +15 finishing is obviously great, but I'm actually gonna check this right now just to see what this looks like over here. So with Rafa's card, I have been considering changing it because that meta of like doing the first time shots is obviously very helpful because the players are very inconsistent from settling the ball and then shooting, as you guys saw from last video. So yeah, sniper was the one I was considering. I've been using it, it's been okay. With the long shots would definitely be nice to improve with the +10. You give him some physical boost in regards to jumping, the strength and aggression, you're not going to notice too much. The reaction times increase, agility increase, that's going to be kind of nice as well. Nothing crazy there though. There's also, I believe it is artist. So artist would give him passing and dribbling, right? Because the passing is not the greatest, and then you give him a little bit of dribbling boost. So I could do that too, although I do want to give him the long shot boost. So I believe it is Maestro that actually gives him that. Yeah, so Maestro would only touch, yeah, so that's the problem with Maestro, is that it only touches the long shots, doesn't touch the finishing. So Marksman might be the card that I use next on Rafa, because I feel like that might be the most ideal to increase his shooting stats in general, to be better in those general areas. So that's it in regards to team that I have been using. It's a really fun team to use, to be honest with you. It's not full meta. I don't think people really use teams like this that much nowadays, because it's usually people rock with a full meta, and FIFA don't really try out different teams that often. Not necessarily everybody. It's just more like when you're in division rivals around the general area of 2400, people don't really try out different things, right? So, but it's a really fun team. This is what's usable in the game, right? It's a usable team in the game. It's really fun. It's a nice little hybrid between a Serie A, League One, Portuguese League. So really, really cool team. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it. I'm going to show you guys some highlights from some of the games that I played in regards to how they performed in game. And yeah, I'll see you guys later for the next video. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys. Okay, next God Squad is going to be... yeah. Simple 4-2-3-1, Son on one side, Neymar on one. We're into Cam, Hullet, Patrick Vieira, CDM. You go from there. I'll take that. The general build-up play was kind of nice. Let's go. Let's go. Great finish. Is that big boy Quags? Big boy Quags. Oh, great goal. Quagliarella, let's go. Nicely done. Okay, first team. That's a nice team, actually. It's a little different, too. A little different. I like when people use some different players here and there, you know? Not completely full meta, just like a nice generic team, you know? Gameplay is really sluggish right now. But, like, the commands are good. So, gameplay sluggish, commands are good. So, a little bit of a compensation right there, which is great. Yeah, gameplay is super sluggish right now. Yeah, gameplay is really sluggish right now. Oh, no ball roll there. Ah, what a save. Wish I could score those, though, man. Yeah, look at all those emphasis touches they're doing right there with Fabian and Russillian. Come on, man. No. Oh, come on! Oh my god, man. Why is it so complicated to score simple opportunities? Oh, look at that registration right there. Oh, I hate having to score like that, but the gameplay is so sluggish right now that I have to. I hate that I have to score like that, man. But it's so sluggish right now. Cool, my command just disappeared. Oh my goodness gracious. Holy shit, that was unplayable. Oh my goodness. It's crazy how, like, the games that I had yesterday when I was making that Division Rivals video, it was so, like, it was so responsive and fast, and then you just play this today, and it's just so bad, man. It's just crazy how it changes up like that. Hopefully they do give me the survey for this game, because this game was awful, man. Oh my goodness. I wouldn't say it was absolutely terrible, but it was definitely like buttons were rarely quick to result in the desired actions. To be honest, the commands were like a 3 and a 4. I would say I wouldn't give it a 4. I would give it like maybe like a 4. I would give it a 4. It was the commands that were good. The gameplay was like the game speed and the feel of the game was bad though. So there's a gameplay speed one. So it doesn't feel occasionally or in line with my best experience or whatever. Gameplay speed felt rarely in line with my best experience. There were never instances of sudden and high visual changes it to gameplay speed. That it didn't. It was consistently slow and bad throughout the whole game. So and then freezing, it didn't really do anything. But the gameplay was really bad that game for sure. Some of the emphasis touches, the stuff that I mentioned to EA when I was there, it was those types of examples that I had to make sure that I got through to them, because that's what makes me not play this game consistently. Because yesterday I actually had playable gameplay. The gameplay mechanics for FIFA 19 were terrible, but the actual gameplay was good yesterday. But that was bad gameplay. It wasn't the worst because the commands at least were decent, but if I had that with bad commands, that's when it would be all the way at the bottom of the list there.